Hello guys, my name is Edward and today I am at a beautiful Hossa National Park. Mountain biking here is actually allowed and there are lots of different trails here which can be biked. This is the map of the national park. Most of the trails are starting from this point, which is situated at Luontokeskus, so visitor center, and there is also a camping there. And as you can see, there are a lot of different trails which are marked, and I think that they are also very well marked in the forest. So I'm not taking any map with me apart of this one. And again, there are separate trails for hiking and separate trails for the biking as well. All the trails can be mountain biked. My idea for today is to start at visitor center and go all the way to first Julma-Ölkky and then to Ölkyn and then backtrack some routes back. Started my route at the camping of called Hossa and Lumo. So it's about 4 kilometers from the visitor center, and as you see here, there is no need to go on the asphalt road at all. There is a road goes just near the road, so quite safe. Oh, here's and the first quite steep climb. So 3.5 kilometers behind, and so far it was this kind of forest road slash skiing path, which is obviously during the winter, and it goes on the ridges, and on the both sides you see over there is a lake, and there is also a lake on the other side. Luontokeskus, 500 meters from Luontokeskus, you can get a very good map. And as you see, there are lots of mountain bikers in this area. This is Hossa and Luontokeskus. Took me 17 minutes to get there or here, and from here you can get all the information you need for the biking. This is the place where I will eventually end up. It's about 15 kilometers to get there one way. Very beautiful. Hopefully I will get to see it. I think that Harjoen Huikkonen is somewhere this direction. This is very nicely marked. In Hossa National Park there are around 90 kilometers of marked trails. There are many different variations for many different skill levels, and just ask the visitor center about how difficult or easy the trails are. Wow, amazing! And all the nasty sections here are covered with gravel, so it's also very nice that you don't need to roll in the mud during the autumn and spring when it is quite wet. Really awesome trail, really nice. And this is actually what I talk about when I speak about good beginner trail. You need to give new people some single track and not gravel road in order to try mountain bike for the first time, because this is the essence of how mountain biking should be. Again, of course, totally understandable, not many roots and rocks and too technical, that's not very fun. But again, the trail, which is twisty like this, is very good for getting hooked on mountain biking as a sport. That's just perfect. And one small tip that I learned from riding with beginners is that for beginners, if you have a double suspension bike, why not front suspension as well? It is good to set your suspension a little bit softer than usual, because the speed of the beginner is anyway slower. A bit softer suspension will eliminate all the roots and rocks better, so it will be more enjoyable for the hands and of the biker, so it's not that tiring. Again, I'm only suggested to the beginners. All right, now it's and I'm stuck, but this is actually very nice for the variation. It's nice to have these kind of challenges here as well. So the beginning part of the trail was very easy. This part again is a bit more challenging with the roots and stuff. Ara. Ara. And as you saw there is a family riding with a kid. Definitely suitable for the family riding. Really nice fast trail. It does. Descending. Woohoo. That's so playful. Wrong gear. And here is the first ridge and the river. Today the weather is very hot. It's actually very special to have, I think, about 26 degrees in here in this far north, and this interestingly enough, it makes riding a bit more challenging in a way that you sweat quite a lot. The best temperature for riding is about, in my opinion, 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. So during that temperature you don't sweat that much, but it's not cold either. And luckily in Finland, this is the temperature we mostly have around here. So best country for mountain biking in the world, with the trails like this going every direction. It's really nice destination to come and bike here. All right, so now this is the downhill. That is so cool! Oh, and overshot that almost. Ooh. This is like so much better than riding in a bike park, because this is in the nature. Amazing! I love these trails. Ooh. Nice. That was sketchy. Need to be a bit more careful. I'm start to be so into these flowy trails that I forget about safety a bit. In many places in Hossa you can also rent your mountain bike, so you can get fat bikes at least, and possibly even full suspensions somewhere. So even if you are coming here without any bike of your own, you can still rent and you can try riding on these amazing trails. It will definitely be worth it. Then some points you will need to push the bike as well. So not everything is rideable, but it does not have to be, because it's an adventure after all. Just check the view out. This can be a bit sketchy for the beginners, so take it easy, but for all the other riders this is a lot of fun. And let's go up again. This is definitely one of the best trails I have ridden so far ever. It is up there with Poronpolku and Karhunpolku in my ratings. This is the intersection where two mountain bike trails are going different directions. So as you see, on the right side there is a blue trail and on the right side there is a yellow one. So the yellow one is Harjujen Huikkonen, and this is 12 kilometers, and according to the information center guide, this is the nicest trail to do here at Hossa National Park. And so basically I'm almost at the halfway of this trail. This trail turns back and goes back to the information desk. And if you are a beginner rider or want to ride with your family, this Harjujen Huikkonen is the one to take, because it's enough of a challenge for the few hours of riding, maybe for half a day of riding. And if you go slow enough, even your children can do it. Again, this is the blue trail, and this is 50 kilometers long, and this trail is called Sininen Saavutus. And this way I am actually going, or I'm following this trail for a little bit more. And as you remember, my idea was to get to Julma-Ölkky. Nice downhill. Woo! Woo! And uphill again. Very cool. This is how the mountain biking trail is supposed to look like. Another descent. And so far all the routes have been very nicely marked. At the very beginning it was a bit, in my opinion, confusing, that I was not sure which one was the biking trail and which one was the hiking, as they were the same color. But eventually, when you find your first mountain biking sign, then it's very easy. You just follow those and you don't get lost. I do really hope to see some reindeer maybe here. I saw few ones in our camping already, so I guess here on the wild there should be even more of those. But they are very cute animals. Amazing. All the most rooty and challenging sections, they are actually excluded from mountain biking trails, in a way that mountain biking trail does not sort of go some around those routes every time. so you don't need to carry your bike anywhere. So far I didn't need to carry it because of the challenges of the terrain, but you can just concentrate on the riding itself, which is really fun in this area. And this is the first resting area. I have been riding for about 14 kilometers from camping Lumo, Hossa Lumo camping, and from the information desk it's about 10 kilometers, and this is the first resting area that I have so far encountered, and it has a fireplace and actually nothing much else. Very nice place to have a meal and have a break. Now I already feel much more fresh. Guys, for real, this is not very acceptable, because when you are coming to the national parks, it is expected that all the garbage that you are taking with you, you carry also away. So don't do these kind of things, so don't leave any garbage that you cannot burn, and those wrappers, they do not burn. Alright, and then there are some wooden bridges here as well on the bike route. So I guess this blue achievement is a bit more technical. So these are definitely not for beginners, though these are very nicely made, and these are new. I think these are made this year, but still beginners can find them challenging. On another ridge again, and very nice view ahead. Let's ride. Puukojärvi shelter is coming in 200 meters. The good thing about Hossa National Park is that here you can ride whatever trail you want on the bike. So even if it's not for mountain biking, you can still ride right here. And here is the shelter and Puukojärvi. Wow, this is actually pretty nice, really nice. So here, if you are coming and you would like to have some overnight stay, for example, and if you don't have a tent, there is a shelter here, and it is free of charge, so you can obviously sleep here. And there are, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are places for, I think, about 5 people here, so who can sleep near each other. And there is also a very nice fireplace, so if it's cold, if you are hiking during the autumn or maybe even winter. Very fast trail continue after Puukojärvi as well. Some old, I think, wood storage. Here I think a little bit later in August there will be lots of blueberries. They are everywhere. Cool. One more ridge, descent. Nice. And this is like riding poronpolku. Check the video of mine about it. It's quite similar ridge trail, but it's in the southern Finland. Whoa. Oh, nice! Whoa. Amazing trail, just very nice. I'm approaching the next stopping point on the route, or it is actually 100 meters from the route, and it is called Laukkujärvi, and there should be shelter here, and here it is. Mara. Hieno paikka. So I'm here at Laukkujärvi, and it's a very nice place to stay overnight here. There is a shelter just behind me, and there is a very nice lake with the sandy beach. If you are hiking and you want to stay overnight, this is a nice place to do that. And it can accommodate, again not sure if you can see anything here, but it can accommodate I think about 6 people here, so nice place to stay. Nice. This part is a little bit more swampy, and that's why it is paved with the gravel. Very nice job, so you don't need to get wet and dirty here, but you can just ride nicely and easily. Very cool. This is fast. If first 19 kilometers of the trail there were no stones at all, here you can see that they start on this trail. I am at Lihapyörä at the moment. There is a parking lot for the cars here, and from here, as you can see, there is this Värikallio kierros starting, and this is basically walking route, and I will follow this Värikallio kierros for some time, and then I will turn to the north towards Julma-Ölkky, and this is the plan. So we'll see if these trails are rideable and how challenging they will be in general, but and then on the way back I will go to Värikallio, see that out, and then continue on the Sininen Saavutus. Right, and it's no one here. That's a quite nice observation platform. You can have a grill there, and you can even sleep there here overnight. Värikallion kaaros is actually a hiking route and a little bit more demanding. From here, from Lihapyörä, it goes actually up, and it is quite steep up, so let's check that out if it will be at all rideable. So this trail is definitely more challenging than the biking trails that are especially for biking here at Hossa, but for the more experienced mountain bikers, I think that you will appreciate riding this, because this gives you quite a nice technical challenge as well, and this is quite demanding. So, and there are big routes here, and be very careful with them when you are riding them during the rain. And this is the mark that shows that there were definitely some mountain bikers riding here. And there are some deers. Check those out. Wow! You will benefit here from the full suspension bike, as this is very, very rough with the roots and rocks. Right, and it's nice again that all the wet bits are covered with gravel. Oi, kiitos. And this is like riding in Central Park of Helsinki. That's somehow familiar, with roots and rocks and bumpy terrain. Oi, kiitos. All right, and there are some stairs. And there is the intersection, I need to go to the right over here, but the Värikallio is straight for 2 kilometers, so you follow this route. But I will come back here as I will backtrack from the Julma-Ölkky, and Julma-Ölkky is 2.3 kilometers from here. Moro! Yes. And these are a bit worn and sketchy, quite high as well, so it's better maybe to push the bike. Very nice view. And here, as you can see, these sections are quite rooty and rocky, so it's challenging to ride. So this trail appears to be quite really challenging after all. So if you do not have good technical skills on the mountain bike, do not try to bike here, because you will probably push the bike most of the time. Alright, so this is definitely the part of the route where you need a full suspension bike or your very powerful legs, because you cannot really sit on these rocks at all. And but from the other hand, this is a very good place to test your suspension tune. If it's bumpy, if it's hard, or if it's like too soft here, you will definitely notice it. Yeah, and during the rain, this can be really sketchy. I would not myself ride this during the rainy condition. Alright, kiddos. And at this section you will definitely learn how to ride rocks smoothly. It means in many places just to get up to speed and ride forward. Moro. So I'm at Julma-Ölkky information desk at the moment, and enjoying some well-deserved ice cream here. So 24.5 kilometers have been ridden, and now I'm continuing for the next, I think, 5 kilometers or maybe 3 kilometers forward to see all the nicest. There should be a very nice bridge there and some overview points. So I have started this circle trail, which is 5 kilometers long, and it tracks around Julma-Ölkky, and there should be, it is very challenging as far as I heard. I will need to carry my bike at some sections definitely, and but again, the challenge that but again, I came here to get some challenge. After that rocky section, I have got a puncture in my rear, so my rear tire is now deflating. I have a tubeless system on the bike, so basically it should seal. I did not see or notice any big holes or any big leaks of sealant, so hopefully this small puncture will seal with the sealant, and I will not need to change the tube on my back tire. And as you see, this trail is very technical, and very rooty. The scenery here should be really nice though. This seems to be one of those sections where you should actually walk rather than bike. Wow, really nice view. But from the biking perspective, that's quite impossible to do. So status update, after pushing about 500 meters, I have finally found some trail and it is challenging but rideable. Moro, yes. Now it feels that my rear wheel is very soft again. Yeah, the air is escaping somewhere and I have no idea where. Status update, I will not ride this route as it is unfortunately a little bit too challenging, but I will save my energy for riding back. And this route is very nice to go around by just walking and not mountain biking, so it's impossible to mountain bike, but really nice place and definitely worth a visit, but maybe leave your bikes at the information desk, just not to be or not need to push them all the way through. I did it, so learn from my experience, and so this is not the best way of tackling this route. So now backtracking. So status update, guys. My rear wheel continued to leak and I could not seal it anyhow, so I had to remove it and take off the tire and put in the tube. And what I have noticed is that I have done a huge beginner mistake, is that I have put the sealant last time about 3 months ago or so, and after that I was not topping it up. So what happened is that it totally dried up, and as I had some microscopic holes there from some sharp rock, there was nothing in my rear wheel anymore to seal it. The lesson from this is that as you go riding, especially bigger distances, always check your sealant, because it will not save you if it is not there. But now, as I have lost quite a bit of time trying to bike pretty challenging trail first towards the bridge, and then could not do it, of course, and then had to repair the rear wheel. I lost around, I think, 1.5 hours there. Kiitos, moro. Here at this intersection of Värikallio and Kaaros, and as you remember, I came previously from the left side, and now I will go to the right, and there is a trail of 2.1 kilometers that will come to the Värikallio. As you see there in front, sun is setting, and the bad thing about it is that it is setting into the clouds, so I know that quite soon as it will set in there, it will be quite dark, but it will not be pitch dark, so it will be possible to ride, of course. And it is quite a gamble that what I'm doing currently. It took me around 3.5 hours to get to the turning point, and now I'm trying to go around the route in 2 hours roughly. All right, and now this is the resting place with quite a few people. Moro! Moi! Moi! Täällä on aika paljon porukkaa. Tänään olisi tarkoitus päästä takaisin leirintäalueelle vielä. As long as I see the water nearby and these areas are open, then it's not a problem to ride, as there is plenty of sun or light coming through the open areas. Moro! Oh, and this is pretty nice spot, viewing spot. Quite a sketchy climb with roots and stuff and some drop. Now I'm tired, but the view is just amazing. Just look at this. Again, this trail is, as you see, it is very difficult. So if you're a beginner, I do not recommend you to ride this. For the experienced rider, it is quite a lot of fun, especially if you are not in a hurry. And there is a deer there. See that? That's a reindeer. That's so cool. Check this guy out. Wow! And reindeers are using the same trails as me. And as you see, it is very sketchy. On the camera probably it does not look difficult at all, but do remember that this wide angle camera, it makes everything looks smaller than it really is. So the further it is from the camera, so basically I would multiply everything you see on the camera, all the roots and rocks and stuff, by 3, and then you sort of get a perspective of how steep or how big the things are. And here I have arrived to Värikallio, or almost arrived to Värikallio, and it is just 300 meters that direction. The view here is really nice. Just check this out. It's amazing. Mut hei, mukava illan jatkoa. Me nähdään varmaan tässä jossain vaiheessa, kun mä tuon takaisin. So now I am approaching Värikallio, and this is a small detour of 200 meters from the main loop. and there is this kind of bridge. Have never ridden on these metal bridges before. This is like riding on air. You can see water down there, and very interesting feeling. And this is Värikallio. So these are the paintings, and as you see there on the rock, and they were painted with ochre and blood and grease in order to make it stick. And these were made about like from 3000 to like 7000 years ago, so they are like very, very ancient, and they are actually pretty nicely survived all these years, because basically you can still see, and you can still see actually the shapes of them. There are people there, and there is a reindeer there on the top as well. Or I think that it is a reindeer, maybe it is something else. So I have climbed some stairs after Värikallio, and you can probably see Värikallio just over there, and there is that resting place just in front of the Värikallio. It's that direction. These are rideable. Yep. So still following Värikallion kierros or kierto route, and from this side it is much nicer paved and much more easy to walk. So I am at the intersection, and Värikallion kierros. I came from that direction over there, and it intersects here with the biking route, with the blue one of 50 kilometers. So I will now go that direction towards Koklamus. It's about 7 kilometers there, and there I will then shortcut the route a little bit. So I will not do the whole loop, but I will do it shorter. So hopefully we'll make it until the sunset. So after Värikallion kierros trail, this blue trail for biking, it seems like a dream. There is definitely much more flow here, and I can definitely go much faster, though this section is a bit more challenging, but careful there. And careful here. It's very easy to lose concentration or balance when you are tired, so I need to take many sections a little bit easier than I would normally do. This part of the trail is not as flowy anymore. It is rooty, but still the roots are not so huge that you would need to dismount from your bike. So it is 15 past 8, and the sun is setting behind me, and now the rain is starting. Shit, I was not expecting this, so it will be one more addition to my adventure. Hopefully this will not be too big, so it will not make all the route too slippery. This blue trail, as you see, it is quite fast in most of the sections. There are a few challenging bits, but most of the bits, they are quite okay to ride. So almost 41 kilometers on the meter, and last 5 kilometers, even 6, we are very fast, and I could actually easily push about 12 kilometers an hour average there, and yeah, very flowy trail with a lot of turns. This part of the trail of 5 kilometer part was totally in the forest, and now for about a kilometer or so I'm riding on the bank of the lake, and quite soon I should end up in Kokoomus. Kiitos paljon. Tasapaino säilyy. So finally got to Kokoomus, and this is a very nice resting area here. So 7.5 kilometers have traveled this blue trail, which was very easy, and my average speed there was about 12, maybe 13 kilometers an hour, and it was very fun as well. There were few quite challenging bits there, but again I could ride them no problem. And now the sun is setting, and actually here you can see the sceneries of Kokoomus. But now as the sun is setting, I only have about an hour of sunlight, or hour of sunlight for the camera at least, and hopefully within that hour I will get much closer to the camping area. If not, then it will be adventure. We'll see what will happen, but amazing views from here. It's definitely one of those spots you would like to stay for the night. But again, no time to waste. The sun is setting just over there behind the clouds, so quite soon they will be quite dark, so need to continue. Let's go. So here you see the intersection, and on the right side there is a blue trail of 60 kilometers. So it goes there, and it is very long, but I am making a shortcut here, so I'm following the red one, and at some point it will intersect with the blue one as well, and I will follow the blue one back to the camp. A lot of kilometers still ahead, and start to be a little bit worried about if I will make it. And it's already almost 9, but I have to try. At least the trails are fantastic. They are amazing. You see, they are like very flowy and very fast. So it would be really nice to shoot the whole route. You'll see. "42 kilometers. The only way to have energy to pedal is to have energy gels with you, and the ones with caffeine are better. They give you a bit more boost, and I have only one left for the whole trip. And here, as you see, there is a blue trail starts as well, and I will need to take that one back to the camp. A great thing about biking in the north is that as it is already 9, as you can see, it is still light. Will not be that light in few more minutes though, but it is still light now. And there is another shelter there in front, and very nice place to rest. Again, I don't have time, but this one has beach. It's Lipposen Salmi, And you see there the Salmi, beautiful, very nice, really nice. And here you have the shelter and you have the fireplace as well. But I will continue. And I really hope that the blue trail is not very technical in front. Otherwise, it will be really hard to get. So here's the intersection, and I'm following the blue one. Otherwise, it will be quite challenging to get back in time. But so far traveled 43 kilometers. 100% or 99% of all these kilometers were on the single tracks. So what amazing routes. So have biked for 46 kilometers and still following the blue trail, and it is quite dark in the forest already. So now I start to a little bit regret of coming here at the evening and trying this ambitious goal. But yeah, the last bit of the trail was actually quite technical. For about 3 kilometers my average speed was very low, and I could not ride fast enough to as I wanted. And now, as you see, it's a little bit easier, but it is uphill. A lesson from here: you should not do gambles and try to follow the time. And although there is still sunlight, I'm very lucky with that though, it's still not very advisable to ride in the middle of national park after 9 o'clock in the evening. So just had a sign of information center being in 4 kilometers from here, so that's already a very it gives lots of motivation. So I'm at the very end of this loop, but at the moment I do not feel good at all. My left arm starts to cramp. I think it is because of the salt I have lost during all this trip, and I also tried to push very hard during the last 15 kilometers or so. So that's why I maybe burned myself and my muscles a little bit too much. So but now the good thing that I will be out in 4 kilometers. So 4 kilometers on this pace is about 20 to 30 minutes if the trail will be easy enough to ride. But yeah, what a challenge. I start to feel already, I felt during the last half of the hour a pain in my head, which means that I am dehydrated. So I now try to force as much water into myself as I can, and I still have water left, so this is not a problem. But I guess my body cannot take the water fast enough. I had those electrolyte pills before, but I have used them all. So now I really hope for a very easy rolling trail, and hopefully guys you can still see something, because it is quite dark already. So this is Hossa, and we'll not stop over here because it is, I do not have time anymore. Such a nice thing to have asphalt section just at the end. This is probably the best place I have ridden in Finland. The trails are just amazing. They are twisty, very fast. There are beautiful ridges everywhere, nice forest, and they are very nicely signposted as well. So it's impossible to get lost here if you have the basic map that you receive for free from the information desk. This loop of mine was, or I think it will be about 57 kilometers probably when I end up at camping Lumo again. But I would recommend to take this route to riders who would like to see all the best things Hossa have to offer in one go. You will not need to come separately by car to see any additional things. Now my head is not working properly anymore, and I do not remember the names of the places I have visited today, but I will definitely leave more detailed review of the route on my webpage, so visit that. Hossa is an amazing place to try mountain biking for the first time, because here National Park offers the ideal conditions for it. It's not gravel roads as in some places, but it is single tracks. But single tracks are really easy to ride. So if you want to get someone hooked on mountain biking, come to Hossa. It will definitely happen. As for the marked routes, there are quite a few different loops that you can take here, and it is definitely enough of riding for a few days if you would like to see all the loops. And this is how the person who have ridden 53 kilometers looks like. But although I'm very happy that I have completed this route and saw a lot, experienced a lot, amazing trails, they are just awesome. Come here, ride them. They are very nicely signposted, and you will not regret it. Thank you very much for watching the video, and thank you very much for watching this trail review. Enjoyed doing this as always, and the next one will come soon. Stay tuned, subscribe for the channels I have, and there will be much more about the best mountain biking trails in Finland. Cheers, see you next time.